you can go out to the battlefield on the different. You can use diplomacy, if you know what I mean. So when it comes to like using mythology, Satanism is really important to me to get people to react, so they understand that that's like the hatred that I feel. I am the fallen angel, in the sense in your religion. I am the one that say I will not bow down to any god. If that's the consequence that they want me to burn in hell, I will burn in hell. You know, I could always die for what I mean. It's better to die in a battle for what you mean than go around like being a fucking vegetable all your life. You know what I mean? So that's like, I'm not a Satanist in the sense that the public media is Satanist, but I can be a Satanist in a philosophical manner. You know, that's like what Satan is for me. So I'm not the devil worshipper. I think people use it a lot because, as I said when we talked 5 minutes ago about like scaring your grandmother by going in black and stuff, if you say like, oh, Satan, you know, then you know people, they like, oh, become like this, you're crazy, you're so cool. But it's not that sense. I really use it in a mythological way for the Christians and Muslims and Jewish people to understand what I mean. Because that's like their language. They created Satan in the way that they want it to be. So I can use it against them too. And so that's what Satan means to me, if you want to ask about Satanism. And of course, again, as I said, it's a really like a natural type of philosophy when it goes back to being an animal as a human being. And that's not a negative thing at all. You say like you're an animal, you think you're living in the dirt and you're just jerking off all the time, you know what I mean? But it's like, you're like a living creature as the dog or the wolf or even a little bit a tiny insect, you know what I mean? Everything's like a living creature, and that's actually Satanism too. So that's what it means to me, but it means definitely a declaration of war in that sense. I will always fight them all the time. I will never ever bow down to those people, never, ever. They're like the biggest destructive force that has ever been in the world. When I see them, they scare the living shit out of me sometimes, you know, when you see like those, when they have their meetings, you know, they speak in tongues, as they say, they're fucking crazy, you know, like they cut off the genitalia of the children in many parts of the Islam world. Christian people, they always killed like homosexual people just because like if you're a grown person, you want to fuck a man, you know, as long as you don't do it with me. I don't understand, like they control the sexuality, they controlled people's economy, you know. Still, it's like I can't die, you know, anymore. Even I have to be buried in the church, but they call it like an atheist burial, you know, and I have to be buried in a holy ground cemetery. When you have to be baptized, you know, like every like major event in people's life, they still control. That's why they have like, every time it's a tragedy in Norway, like if you see a ferry go down and 13 people die, there's a fucking priest there. What is that priest doing there, you know? Maybe half of those people don't even believe in God. I mean, what is it? 80% of the people in Norway do not like believe in the Christian God, but they're like a member of the church in Norway, because that's what you're born. You become a member, you know what I mean? That's like, you don't choose that when you're like 2 months old. That's something that people do for you. And then you have a priest saying like, we have to, the mercy of God, he works in mysterious ways. I think it's absolutely disgusting. It's so, yes, that's what really pisses me off when it comes to, that's a major drive for me when it comes to, that's why I really like fell in love with like the black metal thing. I heard people say like the same thing that I feel, you know, like when I was back in 93 or 94, I remember I heard like Pure Holocaust with Immortal and stuff, and then that's fucking insane. This is like that's like the meanest thing. This is meaner than Metallica and Slayer and Maiden and everybody at the same time, you know. And then you had like the sense, like this is, like you feel so like a slave in society. You want to break free, and that's what I like saw black metal. It was freedom to be whatever the fuck I wanted. Nobody could tell me anything. And well, go to the next question. I think I said enough about this.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Hur låter det bra? Jättebra. Varför inspelningsvolymen? Ja, det är runt 5-6 skulle ligga. Okay, we talked about a little bit your ideologies, and I think I understand them pretty good now. It's pretty clear to me.
Uh,
But there's something more you want to talk about your personal ideologies about. I think you said quite good about black metal and the nature and the Satan is in one way, but not as a person.
yeah, so now I also want to say one thing maybe that people always teach you that there's only one side in life. That's a positive side in life, what they call a positive side. You have the good and the bad. That's what they always taught you since you were this small. But I think when people say something is evil, it's like many things can be evil. I know, like directly to kill somebody without just no reason. Of course, that's an evil act. To rape a woman is an evil act. But a lot of things that, if you do something, we can call it politically to get through. Everybody says that the good is on their side. You know what I mean? If you talk like even if you talk to a crazy fucking Nazi from the Second World War, they said like, well, we did what was right. You had to like do it. They were evil, you know, and we were good. So I have to like say that what people teach you to be evil doesn't have to be evil in that sense. It has to be like the darker sides in life that you have inside you. You have to get in touch with them. And I've been like way down in my life many times, you know, when I was younger. Especially when you're young, that's like definitely, I think it's an important part of your upbringing. You have to feel the pain, you know. You have to like go down and like just go to the most inner crazy fucking demon you have inside and really like say hello. Who the hell are you, you know? And he's like blah 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 blah. And you're like, you have to get in contact with it, because only then you can be like a full person. If you only like live one side of that people tell you, you don't understand. You become weak, I think. Because the evil side in man, as they say, is also probably the most strongest side that man has. As you have two major driving forces in your life, that's love and hatred. And you have to really explore your hatred, like, what the fuck is it, you know? Why is it there? Why do I feel really bad? And then you maybe think, like, what, am I feeling sorry for myself? It's like, you know, you have to, like, go down in the deepest part of your soul and really meet that demon, because it's really important. That's also a part of, like, I think, when it comes to black metal, compared to like the newer type of generation maybe that has come, they're not like, they maybe more into the music than they are into the like soul of the inside you, because that's like really what brings the music outwards when you are creative. You have to really be in contact with it. And I felt that before I did that, when I was younger, I was a weaker person than after. Because I have to say that the older I get, the more fearless I get, actually. I get probably more humble. I respect people maybe more than I did before. But I don't have any. The fear is like almost gone. I'm really like scared. Scared of white sharks and stuff. But you know, I don't meet them all the time. But that's like really important to get in contact with that side, because then you can control either side of you. You know, if you're so evil is positive, you have to have evil in your life. And that's probably that. I would have probably have done this either, but black metal really helped me through that period in my life when it made me understand, you know, because it's really special, because, you know, people can say it's just music, some guy screaming really loud and it's going really fast, but it's not like that. When you were like, it's almost like you're in like a trance when you listen to the music sometimes, and it really like it fills me with like this immense force of energy. And I don't understand that cannot be creative or positive if they say that that is evil. I understand that you don't kill people and stuff like that, but to like get that force in you is when you're all alone, and nature too. If you're like all alone and you just feel the power of like being there. I really love that in the winter and just standing there and like feeling the wind and snow like really blowing hard in my face. And just like feeling that you're really alive, you know. You feel alive when the thunderstorm is coming. It's like, and you're like, yes! It's like, I'm alive! You know? That's true. Especially, I feel really alive when I am in contact with my more evil side. So, I think that's also a thing about black metal. You have to, like, it teaches you to... I don't know what you should call it, because, as I said, people are black metal or they're not.